So, in 2015, I was working with an NGO team in Kabul, Afghanistan, while I was in Portland, Oregon. We were building a program monitoring system for remote teams, and this was my first and most extreme exposure to remote work, and we really struggled. We traveled to Afghanistan. Well, yeah, we traveled to Afghanistan to see if we could fix the problems. Turns out information security was incredibly important for them when traveling to the field. We were using terms like transparent, data sharing, and open source, and that scared them. At this point, the solution seemed obvious. A simple communication problem that for some reason could not be fixed in remote meetings. We thought we had involved the end user in our requirements gathering, but we had really done was involve their managers. So we went back home and resolved to do better with the 26 other countries that we were rolling out to. We opened our process up to everyone, sharing user input surveys, explaining and documenting code, commits, releases, even bugs. We came up with a radically transparent process, like Agile, but more inclusive. Then we implemented the transparent process in DevOps, product management and software development, including everyone. We were fostering a culture of openness and honesty with all of our teams. When your team operates with transparency, you can create an environment where ideas flow freely and everyone's voice is heard. We're a little behind. We built a new tool to implement these processes, and we started to look at these from an enterprise team perspective. So we started to let's look at a fictional story of a problem in transparency. We'll call this startup Thermos. Thermos was determined to revolutionize an industry. They had groundbreaking concepts spilling over with potential, and they were determined to protect their IP at all costs. To protect it, Thermos decided to split their team into two groups. One worked in secret, isolated from the rest, while the other team operated transparently and collaboratively. Obviously, they hit obstacles. Communication breakdowns, conflicting priorities, and duplicate efforts plagued the project. The secretive team appeared to be making great progress, but were unable to show it. The launch dates, as communicated by the more open team, were constantly being missed by the secretive team. This led to all kinds of miscommunication with investors, the public, and, well, you know the rest of the story. In reality, this story is a great reminder of the importance of striking the right balance between protecting IP and open collaboration. A software team really should be a single team, including the product and business side, if you want to innovate and stay competitive. A couple other real-world examples. The Newton message pad, transparency wasn't there, led to poor communication and significant delays. Ara, a modular smartphone, was an amazing idea. Secrecy led to communication issues, third-party developers causing delays and then cancellation. Developers often fear transparency, especially at the start of a new project. But what we need to learn at that start was to be open, default to open source, or at least internal open source. That includes daily commits from day one and code reviews from day two. Check in, follow up with pull requests every day. Ask your teammates to check in at night. Deploy builds and review your code. Post your stand-ups to your Slack channel and follow up with what accomplished and what was left, especially your blocks. Stakeholder inclusion is important. Product managers are people too. They should be included at least in the thread of the hopefully documented solution so that they can see those problems and where they come. The more they understand or are educated about a problem, the easier it is for them to translate that to the end user. Teams innovate through mistakes. In the 80s, Chuck Hull was working on a project to create coatings for tabletops using UV light. He mistakenly used too much UV, which solidified the entire layer of liquid instead of just the surface, led to the invention of 3D printing. Transparency will always make people uncomfortable. Document those conversations and share them as well. Radical transparency works best when your entire organization is bought in. Bring management with you and be a mentor to other teams. Mentorship and leadership go hand in hand, so work in the open and share your mistakes. Start small, gradually scale up your transparency efforts, and that's what works. All right. Thank you.